Hey guys, it's your boy CeeLo, not green. Happy Valentine's Day! Love you, booze! Today I wanted to go over a few leaks that have been floating around the interwebs the last few days. Today is the beginning of the fabled third week of February. A few weeks ago, a person who was apparently in the NDA content creators meeting said in a video that we were going to get news this week. While I still am very skeptical of if that leak was legit or not, I'm going to go through this video assuming it is legit. That doesn't mean I do think it's real, but I'm just going to talk as if it is. So with that, we're going to go over a few leaks that could drop this week, and I'll give my opinion on them and what I think. Okay, let's get into this now. Let's start off with that third week of February leak from a few weeks back. I've already covered this in a video when it was fresh, so if you're not caught up on that, go back and watch my old video covering that topic. I had a few choice words about it. The spark notes though is that someone who claimed to have been in the content creators Zoom call where they all had to sign an NDA yet still collectively coomed on Twitter after it ended, leaked that they were told that news was coming in the third week of February. Now that we're in that third week, we've had the floodgates leak, you could say. Thank you. Before we cover the leaks, I wanted to point out some things that I've seen people speculate on, as I think they hold some decent weight. The new experimental patch tournament is this upcoming weekend, starting on Friday the 18th and ending on Sunday the 20th. The Overwatch team has announced that they will be officially streaming the tournament on Saturday and Sunday both days from noon to 8 Pacific time, pretty much all day. The streams will not only be on the Overwatch League YouTube channel, but also on the official Play Overwatch Twitch account. I think the Twitch part is a pretty big deal. The last time they streamed on that Twitch was almost a year ago when the 5v5 PvP livestream happened, which was honestly the last major drop of substantial Overwatch 2 news. The fact that they're streaming on that official Twitch account might mean that they could actually have something substantial to show off. Add on the fact that the stream is technically still within that third week of February, the leak from the other week could end up being legit. Now, what would they even announce? I think they could announce some major news if they wanted to. The Overwatch League is starting in 2 months, pretty much to the day when the streams are going to happen, so I could definitely see them laying out a roadmap leading up to the Overwatch League in April. What would this roadmap even look like? Well, here's my guess. If they're going to say anything major on that stream, I'd imagine they'd want to try to promote the fact that they're going to even have that stream in the first place. Maybe on like Tuesday, they'll post on social media about the streams this weekend. And if they do, and they plan on showing off some sort of roadmap or Overwatch 2 beta announcement, look for language indicating a reveal of some kind. If they say like, join the developers at 3 PM PST on Saturday for a special announcement, or something of that kind, expect something major. The Overwatch team hasn't made a public appearance since the Overwatch League Grand Finals in September, so I'd say that they're past due. If there is no announcement of the stream at all during this week, I would say that any hopes for a beta announcement this weekend are kinda gone. The fact that the beta patch was up on the Battle.net launcher this past week is a heavy indication that something is very near, as well as Mike Ybarra's tweet from a few weeks ago when he said that some major news for Overwatch was going to drop in the coming weeks. Well, Mike, weeks have come. We're waiting. Okay, enough of the speculation. Let's move on to the meat and potatoes of this video. The possible leaks. Last week, a post on an MMO discussion website dropped some pretty interesting leaks that pertain to Overwatch 2 and mostly World of Warcraft. The leaker said that his friend works at Blizzard on Team 2, which is the World of Warcraft team. The Overwatch team is Team 4, by the way. Yeah, I can hear your eyes rolling all the way from over here. Nothing more trustworthy than the classic, my friend works at Blizzard, my friend works at Nintendo, blah blah blah. So once again, take these leaks with a grain of salt. The poster says that everything he posted was what was going to be revealed at the now cancelled BlizzCon line that was going to happen this month, but are now scheduled for a Friday, February 18th announcement. Not only does this line up with the experimental card tournament, but Mike Ybarra in that tweet I mentioned earlier said that news for both Overwatch and World of Warcraft were coming in the coming weeks. So all of this poster's info has a little bit more going for it. According to this poster's friend, the Overwatch 2 closed beta test would begin in the next 2 weeks. Probably for Overwatch League or the creators and anyone else invited in. And in mid-March, an open beta would go live for everyone to play with 3 new heroes. Those heroes being Sojourn, who we already know has been a finished hero for at least 2 years now, as well as fan favorite Mauga and someone named Yako. He goes into more detail in the rest of his post. He says that a closed beta will be announced. He doesn't go into any further details with this. Who knows what that could even mean? A closed beta for who? Pros? Key drops from streamers? No one can really tell at this point. It's all still in the dark after these leaks. It's anyone's guess. The post goes on to say that 2 new heroes will be announced, being Mauga, who apparently will dual-wield miniguns similar to the heavy assault talent troopers in the archive events. I expect Mauga to kind of play similar to like the heavy from TF2. Lots of health, good DPS if you can get the shots off, and kind of being a mega bullet sponge. I can see him working as a tank in Overwatch 2 the way they're pushing tanks to be more fat DPS instead of how the way they are now. I think Mauga just wouldn't work in Overwatch 1 the way his kit most likely works. I can see him being a very solo tank style in gameplay, so saving him for Overwatch 2 is something I can absolutely see. The other hero is Yako, who is a teenage ninja hero with a giant shuriken and a pet fox spirit. I'd imagine this is the Kanezaka Fox Girl that Jeff had teased at in the start of 2021 when Kanezaka was first released. He said that there are some hints inside the map that lead into Overwatch 2, and the main feature on that map is the graffiti on Kanezaka that spells out yokai. There have been many rumors about this Fox Girl, starting all the way back at BlizzCon 2019, where a Game Informer journalist was shown a PowerPoint presentation by the Overwatch team with several silhouettes, one of them being a girl with a large shuriken and a little creature near her. I can guarantee that if the poster is lying about all of this and was making up, he got this info from that story from 2019. I'd imagine her being a support, as Sojourn is a DPS, Mauga's all but confirmed to be a tank, and her being a support would make the most sense to fill out all 3 roles. Side note, when you Google Kanezaka Fox Girl, the first image that comes up is a hero concept I called yokai that I drew back in 2020 and posted on Reddit. Look ma, I'm famous! The post continues on and says that this closed beta will start in late February. I mean, the 18th is late February since the month only has 28 days, but maybe it means that it will start next week and we'll get the announcement this week. Could make sense. The interesting part of all of this is that he says that instead of a PvP open beta, an open PvE demo will be live in mid-March for a few weeks. The last time we heard about Overwatch 2 PvE was last February at BlizzCon Line, so hearing that a PvE demo would be playable is definitely a turn I did not see coming. It kind of makes sense that the PvE demo would be the public test. Most of the people returning for Overwatch 2 will not be for the PvP. I think Blizzard expect a major casual player base to flow into the PvE instead of the hyper-competitive PvP that the game exists as now. If they want a public test for everyone, it does make sense that it would be for the PvE. The closed beta I assume would be for the PvP, however. Picture this. The closed beta is mostly for pros and streamers to play. The people who want to play the PvP early are the people who are still around now, so the competitive players. A lot of these people still left in the Overwatch community watch and keep up with a lot of these streamers and content creators, so it's safe to assume that most of the current player base will watch these streamers. If Blizzard is smart and they have a closed beta and give access for people who either sign up for it or maybe a key drop system if you watch some streams of Overwatch 2 closed beta, the people who want the PvP beta are the people who want to play the PvP the most anyway. The closed beta would be for those kind of people. The competitive players who want to try out the new heroes and maps and give feedback on how to improve it before launch. It's like a self-sufficient ecosystem. Watch the streamers you already do, get into the beta of a game you already play, and the devs get great data and testing. Everyone wins. For that open beta, if this leak is right, the general population, the people who left Overwatch or never played it because it's a fast-paced team-focused FPS game, will all be able to play and try out what's aimed at them, the PvE. Blizzard wants as many people they can to play in open beta. They want a specific group of people in their closed beta. What I'm getting at is that the closed beta is for the real current fans of Overwatch, and the open beta is a lure for any newcomers who want to come try out this new game. I think this could be a great thing. A closed beta can only work if there's enough people to play it. It only being Overwatch League pros and top 500 streamers and content creators would be such a small pool of testers, it's almost not even worth having a test in the first place. I can guarantee that there will be a key drop system and we will be able to play this beta. And from the sounds of it, it could be as soon as next week. The rest of this post is all going on and on about an update for World of Warcraft. Now, I have never played a second of WoW. The last MMO I played was Classic RuneScape in 2007 when I was in 5th grade, so I have no idea what any of this means. But reactions to it all say that it sounds pretty legit and there's a lot, and I mean a lot of info in that post. If this is a troll, it's an insanely well executed and well thought out troll that honestly has me fooled. I don't 100% believe this leak, but I do feel like out of everything, it's the most believable to me. Speaking of believable leaks, let's take a look at an absolute fake one. The other day, a leak appeared on 4chan of all places, and had a supposed huge drop of news that was coming in the next few weeks. The post went over a bunch of details about the heroes that are supposedly dropping with the different phases of betas. This 4chan post also says that Sojourn and Mauga are dropping, as well as a hero called Yokai. Let's assume that this Yokai is the Kanezaka Fox Girl, since the graffiti on the map literally says Yokai. This is different than the other name that the other poster said, which was Yako. Pretty similar. Personally, I like Yokai better. I'm definitely not biased. The 4chan post says that Mauga doesn't have dual-wielding miniguns, instead pulling more inspiration from the heavy and having a single minigun like he uses. Yokai will be a support who uses her giant weapon to buff and debuff her team and enemies, and has her Fox Spirit as her ult, which he can control, kinda like Sky's dog in Valorant. I don't play Valorant, but I've seen videos of games where there's a little puppy running around. Imagine the controls like that, but you have other abilities as well during Yokai's ultimate. I think that would be really cool. Hey, you know what? Any new support, I'll take it. Yokai's appearance allegedly was ripped straight from Samba's old design, which I really love. I really hope this is real because I absolutely love this character design, and getting a cool looking healer would be most epic. This post also says 3 additional heroes would be added at a later date during a second phase of beta testing, them being Junker Queen, Brit, and Zordar. No info was given about Junker Queen's play other than her apparently being a DPS, which would suck honestly. They also refer to her as the Queen. I hope to God that's not what she's called in game. Zordar apparently is a null sector Omnic. If I had to guess, based on the fact that this leak says he plays a major part in the PvE, he's that Omnic with the dreads that appear at the end of the Storm Rising cinematic. We still have literally no info about this guy at all, but he appears to be a major part of the story mode since he specifically was shown during that cutscene talking to Doomfist. My guess is he's the leader of Null Sector. I also think having a Null Sector Omnic as a hero in the game is 100% going to happen at some point, so I think this guy is the perfect fit. The last hero that the 4chan post goes over is Brit. Now, we've seen plenty of Brit in the past. She's not only in-game on both Hanamura and Kanezaka, but she was also one of the original character concepts that was created almost 10 years ago while Project Titan was still in development. This image says that her kit was a pistol, a support mech, and an attack mech. I really don't think that they would literally keep every single piece of this concept art's kit for a hero in 2022. This Brit part is really where I feel like this leak falls apart. Where it completely crumbles, however, is this image that the 4chan post was linked with. Here we can see the whole Overwatch roster with a few additions, with Mauga, Junker Queen, Sojourn, and Yokai. Now obviously the new heroes look weird being alongside the current cast we have. It feels like it's been so long since we had new faces to look at, so maybe that's just strange to see new people here, but we have to take a closer look. We can easily see what's official art and what's not. Former lead artist Arnold Sang has a very specific art style, and the Queen, Mauga, and Yokai are clearly not his work. Sojourn 100% is. Her portrait here looks 100% real because it is official concept art. You can see this image here that was shown at BlizzCon Line in 2021, and it literally is just this image but mirrored. I'm not saying that the artwork of the new heroes is bad looking, but if Blizzard are as anal as I know they are, they'd want every single official portrait to look super similar, and these clearly aren't. Look at Yokai next to Moira and Zen. It's clear that they aren't drawn by the same artist. This image is 100% fake. Plus, look at Doom's head. It's huge compared to everyone else's very similar sized head throughout the rest of the image. That alone would make me suspicious. And the final nail in the coffin for this image is the fact that none of the new heroes' portraits are in their Overwatch 2 redesigns. We know that all 32 heroes are getting redesigns, and this image doesn't have any. We've seen some of them already when we've seen Overwatch 2 gameplay, like of Mercy, Genji, Lucio, Tracer, Rhine, etc. It goes on. This is what they will look like in Overwatch 2. If this image was for an Overwatch 2 beta, they'd have all new portraits, and this one has a literally 0. Myth busted. There was also this image that was floating around of a link to download an open beta with the same portraits of Junker Queen and Mauga and what appears to be Brit. So much is wrong with this image. How does a level 1 account have 100% completion of all of Ash's items? Why is there a join team voice notification in the bottom? And why is the patch number 18 patches old? You don't really need to answer any of these questions because after this whole 4chan leak was shown on Reddit, the creator of the images himself came through. Zenify Media, who is the graphic designer for the New York Excelsior, said that he made the last 2 images as a project and had an artist create fake portraits for a few new heroes, being Mauga, Junker Queen, Brit, and Yokai. So everything in that 4chan post is a complete lie. Sorry if I got you excited. I do think that Null Sector Omnic will be a hero though. Also, please go check out Zenify's other stuff. He's super talented and has some amazing concepts he's created. Go look at the NYXL social media stuff and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so let's summarize. Of the 2 leaks, one is a complete lie site, and the other is from a completely unverified source. Honestly, I am kind of believing the first leak. It all seems plausible, and the amount of info he went into about World of Warcraft makes me feel like everything in that is legit. So, I guess the 18th is the next day we need to keep an eye out for. I'm not getting my hopes up. I've been burnt way too many times, and my hopium tanks are starting to drain. However, if there's ever a week to announce something, it's this week. We're getting closer and closer to that April Overwatch League deadline, and I think the next few weeks could be huge. Okay, that wraps up this big leak and rumor roundup video. I am still going to post a video later this week about my plans for the channel reaching 1,000 subscribers, so check back later in the week to see what's in store. I seriously can't thank you guys enough for 1,000 subscribers. I still cannot believe it. Alright, anyway, so with that, like the video if you enjoyed or learned something new, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and ring the bell icon to get notified when I upload next. Comment below if you think we're going to get some news this week. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you who watch my videos, and I want to make sure that you guys know how thankful I am that you spend a little bit of your day with me. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.